How's everybody's Saturday been so far? What's everybody been playing other than Monster Hunter?
Of course. I come back on the town's Miners' Day celebration. Well, you always did have great timing. No time to dwell on that. You tried Dennis's cell phone. No answer. So what now? Ask around, see if anyone's seen Dennis today. Maybe see if anything jogs my memory. I've heard worse plans. She pulls the look off a lot better than I could.
Oh, she definitely is going to get your Starbucks order in gear, passing through.
I suppose. I grew up here. Been gone for a couple of years. I'm not staying long.
Wait, you managed to leave and still came back? You'd never see me again if I left.
Why don't you then?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna take my
this is
millions
like
of dollars and make a run for it. I can barely get by, like everyone else here. Too poor to stay, too poor to leave.
that was some real shit right there, because that is a very real and relatable statement about the city I live in. I'm good. How's the game been? The game's been pretty interesting. I didn't know how to feel about this game at first, not because it's bad or anything, but because it was just kind of like the way the beginning is that it kind of threw you into the middle of some things, into the middle of like this guy coming back in town and having to go to a funeral and people like being like, oh, are you coming to the wake and all that stuff. But now that like things are starting to unfold that's affecting him, as far as him possibly believing he might have murdered someone or something happened while he was blackout drunk, now I'm starting to like enjoy the game. Then also like the dialogues with the people in town, the resentment of, living in a small town or even like a small city where resources are so limited, or there's only like a particular job division that's like thriving, and anything else as far as like a creative space or whatever else is kind of hard to spread your wings and do exactly what you want to do. So I'm just kind of like, okay, this game's got like some realness to it. It's not necessarily like deep just to be deep. Like they're really trying to like hone in that sentiment of people who are born in these areas and kind of just being like, I gotta get out. Like I need to leave if I want to do better. And we're playing as a character who essentially has to come back, has to deal with like unsavory people that he didn't want to deal with while he was here 2 years ago. So I like it. I'd say honestly, I like this premise better than Life is Strange, or at least I like the vibe and the atmosphere of the town more than I did in Life is Strange. Life is Strange was weird. It had like a bunch of like high schoolers.
You always were a character.
Sounding like they were 30-year-olds. I understand that some teenagers can be a little bit more mature beyond their age, but I'm like, y'all are talking as if y'all have 3 kids and divorce papers filing.
He looks like those doctors you see on commercials.
Ah, Samuel. Sorry about Richard. He's always a little on edge. I'm surprised to see you up and about after the night you had. Honestly. I was afraid you'd end up like your friend. You were quite inebriated.
Oh, so this is the pharmacist at the bar.
Yeah, and I have quite the hangover to show for it.
And I tried to get you to hand over your keys, but you would have none of it.
I'd
offer you something for that hangover, but I find
truth
in
hurts.
some cases, time is the best medicine.
Suggesting I take nothing.
A pill pusher who doesn't want to push pills. That's a new one.
Everything is poison. All that matters is the dose. Now, you have a good one, young man.
Why?
Was
I
there
get why
anything
he would
else
be
you
like
needed,
that.
by the way? He
Was like, sir, weren't you in a hotel room screaming like Kendrick? This game kind of gives me like this game feels like I'm watching like a interesting indie crime drama.
Now, I can't just have you hanging around here all day.
Like, I would have thought I would have been bored with it by this point.
Hey, don't give me that.
But I just think the relatability of it is just kind of like what's got me really pulled in. Oh.
I'm just doing my job. It's nothing personal.
Nah, he was about to start whacking him like he was a nigga.
You started off on the wrong foot today.
Sorry you had to see that. Some people you just can't reason with. Speaking of, you're still in town.
That person you were talking to? Who's that?
A lost soul. Vagrancy isn't a crime, but loitering and
Oh,
trespassing.
I thought that was the
are.
guy from the bar. But then again, if it
Try to
was, he
understand
would have instantly
politely.
recognized him.
It's hard when no one is polite back. People call you pig or fascist just for doing your job.
Damn, I'm sorry, but
Then they go and do things like they face the whole town. And I'm the asshole?
no, you're a
Get
bastard.
under your...
I've got places to be. You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
Why are you looking for him?
I wanted to apologize for last night.
I'll just stay out of his way for a day or two. I heard you messed up Dennis pretty good last night. I'm not judging. His head's full of smoke. Takes a while to clear it out.
I don't want to keep you, officer. Have a good day.
Okay, so he said
Think you
that
know he's
I
clean?
did fuck up Dennis. No menace. We're gonna. Who is this texting me? Oh, Anna.
Sam, I didn't think you'd actually show up.
I didn't think I would either. But hey, sometimes we surprise ourselves.
So, I hear you got in a fight after I left the wake?
I barely remember it.
I was so wasted at that point. It's all just a big, heavy blur.
Yeah. After saying I didn't want to drink, I went home and drank. Long night.
Yeah,
She remind me of
Sounds about right.
somebody.
we all deal with stress in our own ways. I apparently hit Dennis. Yeah, speaking of, you haven't seen him today, have you?
Why? Afraid your powerful blows laid him up?
So, what are you working on?
I'm working on an article on how nature does its best to reclaim the land after a strip mining operation. Why are you looking for Dennis? I can tell something has you spooked. I can
Okay,
always
Miss
tell.
Nosy.
Go on.
That's the ex-girlfriend, by the way.
You could
We were
honestly
dating,
use a
Indy
non-imaginary
Irie.
person to confide in. She might slow me down, or try to involve the cops. She might do those things, yes, or she might be someone who you can trust, who can help.
I think he wants us to tell her about the bloody shirt we have in the shower. I just don't think it's good to tell her. You know what? I'm gonna let Indy Irie decide this choice. 13 with the press curls. Age 8 got a Jerry curl. 13 got a relaxer. Was the source of so much laughter. 18 it all worked out. 19 went on natural. February 2002. I had to do what I had to do to say, hey, hide it. We gotta hide it.
I just want to apologize to him for what happened yesterday.
Well, he's probably working at the Basswood Jungle. He's there most weekends.
Thank you. I'll check that out.
Thanks, Indy Irie. I appreciate that. Shout out to her. Small publication with a loyal following. First and only real job.
Locked.
It's time to climb through a
Should check the
window.
back.
My. Look what we got here. Showing your face in town
Oh,
again.
this
I
guy.
thought you were smarter than that. But I'm glad we ran into you.
I think that's
We
Joel,
have
though.
unfinished
That's not
business
Dennis.
after all.
Joel, look.
Careful. I don't want to have this conversation again. We clear?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
How you gonna say that and then not, like, block the second punch? Come
Clear
on.
enough?
You suck.
Maybe one more time.
Declan's right down the street.
Oh. Yeah. Get your ass arrested. Get your booty fingered a
This
little
is
bit.
small town. There's not enough room for you in it.
Okay. That's how you know somebody has, like, peaked in life. They walking around trying to be the Duke of Backwoods Water. It's a small town and there's not enough room for you. Well, there would be enough room for you if you wouldn't stop fucking your sister on the air mattress. Maybe there'd be room for you, too. You know, this game is like a clear reminder of why I only go on Facebook like 2 times a year. Just like
Been a
see the
while.
people I went to school with and
Place
just
used to be my home.
either they're like
Brendan's
they're
fault.
like either doing pretty good for themselves or seeing like the ones that were just like
Where's
kind of
Dennis? He
popular,
should be
just
in
kind of
here.
doing nothing. Was this somebody that was in the back? And bang. Oh, Could have sworn they showed somebody in one of these cubicles. They were doing the overview. Oh, somebody's in the cubicle, all right. He did it in Ja Rule's rap career. Dang, why you gonna do Ja like that? Where's Ja?
Dennis. Dennis. What happened? Who? Is that how I got blood on me? Did I?
Oh no, don't you start. Don't you start, white man, with your fragile mind. Don't you start. No, you didn't kill him. You didn't kill him. No. Damn. Flashbang.
When you focus, you can think through any problem.
Y'all didn't tell me what to do. Excuse me? Y'all?
Sam, no. Don't
Oh.
think of focus on me, Sam. Dennis is a distraction.
Oh, I have to find. Oh, there we go.
Keep going. You got
There
this.
we go. I have to find me. Okay.
Don't give up, Sam. You almost have it.
And that's how you stop guilt tripping yourself.
This is Dennis's office. There must be some clues around. Sam, keep it together. You can solve this. Figure this out before Dennis dies again and the panic overwhelms you. Chest wound. What kind of weapon did this?
Possibly could have been a gun. It possibly could have been a knife. Hell, it could have been a mouse. Not showing anything. Oh. There we go.
Gunshot. The bullet went clean through. The killer must have been close. Where did the bullet go?
There he goes.
The bullet stopped here. Small caliber like Dennis's gun. I need to find that gun.
I like this. This game is a vibe. It's an interesting vibe. Holster. Yeah, let me go to the holster.
His gun is gone. He had it earlier. Where did it go? The shooter used Dennis's gun, but I didn't have it this morning. And how did I get the blood on me? The blood pooled where Dennis fell, so the body was moved. If I moved it, that's how the blood got on my shirt. I have a
Wait.
complete picture now.
Oh, he scared me because I'm like, why are you saying if you moved it? Oh. Ha! I think that's one of my greatest fears is getting shot and getting stabbed. Like this past week, I already accidentally like sliced my hand getting some aluminum foil. That alone left a tinging burn. Could not imagine getting
The
stabbed
blood on the shirt was Dennis's, but I
Full
didn't kill
on
him. I
stab.
found him dead.
or getting shot.
Blackout
No,
drunk,
I'm not built
panicked.
like that.
I stumbled to my car. Luckily, I ended up back at the hotel and not wrapped around a pole. I need to search the area. See if I can find out why someone would murder Dennis.
I'm surprised that nobody heard the
I need to find
gunshot.
out
But then
why Dennis was
again,
killed. May
it
have
sounds
something
like
to do
from
with it.
how small the caliber of the
Dennis's
bullet
computer is
was.
still signed in. Seems like a good place to
well,
start.
how small the bullet was, the gun probably wasn't that noisy. Mary Gardner, Frank Gardner. Gonna be home very late tonight. Sorry. Not him making a typo. Gonna be home very late tonight tomorrow. Sorry. I need to make an asshole understand how the world really works. I won't be up to make breakfast, but there's some waffles in the freezer and should be some. No. I was gonna say, if this guy is supposed to be a journalist, we gotta start turning in journalist badges if you writing like this.
Emails between Nick and Dee.
Oh,
They're
who is
talking in
Dee?
codes. Nothing stated clearly. They didn't want to risk anyone learning of their meetings.
Gotta be Dennis then.
Smart. Someone was watching.
I didn't think I'd hear from you again. If you're willing to talk, I'm very willing to listen. I can make the meetup tomorrow. Nick Waldron. This means that Nick actually isn't dead? Nah, that kind of sounds stupid.
Dennis was reading everyone's emails. He found out that Nick hadn't stopped his investigation like he'd told Walter. And that Nick was still talking to some informant. Then he decided to tell me. And now he's dead. I need to look through any notes Nick left in his office and check Walter's computer. They have to have something for me to go on.
Interesting. So Dennis was like spying on everybody's emails. Nick caught on to it and was still doing the investigation that Walter asked for. So it sounds like whatever Nick was investigating probably is the reason why he's dead now. So there is no accident, quote unquote. Replaced with boxes and piles of paper. My nameplate.
Walter always treated us like family.
Love it. Anna? Walter made it despite Anna's freelancer status. Oh, that's nice of him to do. Walter sounds like a pretty swell guy. The cat photo is so real.
Hopefully his password reminder isn't some esoteric book rep. Ugh. My heart's desire.
Whenever go looking for
Giving a
my heart's
person, but also a
desire.
place.
So I'm beginning to think, because Nick was quote unquote killed in an accident, ain't no way that he was killed in an accident. Somebody done him in, and there's multiple people in town that either know about it or are at least in on it. And likely the police gotta be in on it. Because why? This is the second game that I've played that takes place in a small town where some crooked shits has gone on. And that usually seems to be the case when it comes to small towns, is that some wicked stuff happens and it's always easy to get the police to cover it up.
Walter had this article framed after he saw the boost in traffic the Haven got. Basswood is his blood and soul. Wouldn't surprise me if he said it as his password.
Well, then let's find out. Basswood.
And I'm in. Let's see
Love
what
it.
secrets you got in here, Walter.
Let's see, sent. From Walter to Bess Mitchell. Bess, I wanted to extend my greatest thanks again for your help. You are a scholar and a saint. It looks like I was worried unnecessarily. Regardless, thank you for putting my mind at ease. Time out. We can't be journalists if we making typos. But then again, I feel like this game is kind of like throwing shade at the fact that they are from a small town, that their spellings not the best or most consistent. Okay, so Bess responded, "Hey hun, here's the report on Nick's crash. You haven't asked for one of these in a while. Nothing all that interesting in here. Just another sad day by the roadside. West Virginia roads take more good sons than guns do. Bess Mitchell, Chief of Police." I don't know about that last sentence. Oh, there's a file.
Mostly standard so far. By the book. I see why Walter wasn't worried.
Okay, so Nicholas Waldron, 35. Vehicle, a red Cosmo Romero. Car found against a tree surrounded by debris. Fire started at or after impact and burned out with Nicholas Waldron in the driver's seat. Skid marks and other traces suggest the driver was startled by an animal. and exited the road at high speed. Driver most likely inebriated in some form. And that's why you don't drink and drive, y'all.
Nick would never drive without his seatbelt on. He always kept
Airbags.
his window open.
Airbags deployed. Seatbelt was not on. Windows were rolled up. Driver probably drunk and forgot the belt. The fire burned out a small area around the car, but did not spread. Unknown if driver was alive at time of crash, but if so, did not survive the fire. Blunt force trauma, smoke inhalation, or burns are all possible causes of death. So homeboy over here was just like, something's not right, because Nick always wears a seatbelt and he always has his windows down. So he's already noticing that something's not up with this report. And what did I say a few minutes ago? What did I say, class? That's right. Small town police officers are always fucking corrupt. I watched Rebel Ridge with my husband, Aaron Pierre.
Walter seemed to buy it, but I don't know if I do. Four-digit. Thanks, Bug. Your obsessive snooping pays off. Nick was looking into the impact the closure of the mine had on Basswood. What was he looking for?
The after effects of the mine getting closed, which will also lead into like, other stuff like unemployment and then possibly crime rising. But it looks like this index right here is showing that crime is decreasing. We got to keep in mind, y'all, this is a small town. What did I say? Small towns, corrupt policemen. The crimes didn't stop. The crimes probably just started getting covered up. Now, this is a good
Nick
game.
was traveling all over. Train tickets, hotel bills, out of state even. He was tracking something. Or someone. Nick had a contact. Same name as in the email. He was onto something big.
January 27, 8 p.m. with D Twitchy guy. So every month he's meeting up with whoever D is. Some great
What
handwriting.
Nick was looking into was something big and dangerous. It's why he was so careful. We should get out of town immediately.
Press A.
Dennis tried to talk to me about Nick, and that's what got him killed. Exactly. Like I said, you should
don't
get
know
out of
about
town.
that.
And the details of Nick's death, it doesn't sound like him. 2 years is a long time, Sam. He may have changed more than you know. Changed decade-long habits? I need to go to the crash site. Just remember, if you're right...
Sam? What's happening? Dennis. That's Dennis. What happened? Is he...
Anna,
Is he...
listen to me. He is dead. Dennis is dead. Don't panic.
Oh my God, no. It's... How could this happen?
He died last night. Hours ago. Not much we can do right now. He asked me to
I'm
meet
not
him
gonna lie,
here
she low-key
after, but
scared
I
me.
was so drunk I arrived late. And the person that actually showed up killed him.
But then it sounds like
Person?
it's you.
Sam, you were clearly hiding something when we talked at the cafe. Was it this?
Anna, I didn't kill Dennis. I
Oh,
promise.
Sam, you made that sound so incriminating.
Of course. Why haven't you said anything? At least to me. I wish you trusted me. This...
You want me to trust you after telling me no? After I proposed to you? Effa, please.
We need to call the police.
They'll think I killed him. I thought I did at first. I have no alibi.
This is not about you. Dennis had a family. They have to know what happened.
Bitch, I'm trying to make sure I don't go to jail in a small town
Walter to
police
find his body on
station.
Monday?
She has a point. Someone is gonna find him eventually. Involving the police would only slow us down. I'll be more efficient on my own. Efficient and possibly friendless. You already decided not to trust Anna about the shirt back at Christina's. If you don't listen to her now, what will she think of you?
Fuck it. No, I'm playing. Fine. Call the cops.
Okay. But not that phone. Use one of the landlines here and don't leave your name.
You remember I'm a journalist, right? I know how to keep things confidential.
Also, I think whoever did this might be linked to Nick's accident.
This is about Nick? The crash?
I'm going to the crash site to confirm my suspicions.
Sam, I'm not sure this is a good idea, going on your own like that.
Well, you gonna come with me? Come with me.
I'd like you to come with me.
Come with me.
Whatever I find, I don't want to face it alone.
Okay. You didn't trust me with all this at the cafe, but I am trusting you. Let me call the police from a landline real quick before we go.
I was gonna say, since she brought up me not trusting her back at the cafe, I'm hoping that this game actually takes the whole "they will remember your choices" part serious. Because, you know, there's been a few games that don't necessarily uphold that part.
I don't think I'm ready to.
Sure.
I mean, they kind of do, but it never really makes
You mean
that much of a difference at the
overfocused to the
end
point of non-reactive?
or to the main story.
I remember, especially how you always end up being right somehow.
Well, I'm always right. I'm so right that sometimes I wish I was wrong. But nope,
This
it
is
never
the
comes to
place.
pass.
Nick, I'll get to the bottom of this. First, gather the clues. Cold, hard, plain facts.
She ain't gonna get
It's
out
the
the
only way
car?
I'll know what really happened. Best to leave her alone. It's a lot to take in.
Okay. Damn, he knocked the sign off and everything.
That piece of wood must be from one of the damaged road signs.
No skid marks. That's right.
No skid marks, no trace of sudden braking. 2 of the road signs were torn out. Did Nick's car do that? The fire shouldn't have been able to spread that far. The tire tracks clearly show where Nick's car went off the road.
So there's no skid marks, but there are tire traces, which means despite Nick going off-road, it wasn't like the car itself got forced off the road. The car got rolled. Road tide.
The car went up like kindling. It was pretty intense, judging the damages to the area.
Look, I've accepted I'm going to hell. Roll Tide.
The bark got badly burnt. Must be where Nick crashed.
Car part? Oh, that's the tire.
Debris from Nick's car. The police didn't clean up very well.
Maybe if I keep going up this trail, there might be something else. Let's see, maybe at the start of the road? Ooh. Fuel stain.
A fuel stain. From Nick's car? Was it leaking fuel? Nick took this turn every day. It shouldn't have surprised him.
Do you think he got burned alive? If he did get burned alive, it definitely wasn't because of the car. Well, actually, no, I take that back. If he did get burned alive, it was because he was already dead inside the car. That's what I'm thinking so far.
Maybe Nick tried to avoid this log. It's a bit far from the road.
Are you asking why he got killed? It was because, from what we found out from Dennis's emails, he was reading the emails of the other people that worked there. So he was reading his coworkers' emails, and Nick was like investigating something for Walter while doing his own thing on the side with a person named D. And it seemed like he was investigating something pertaining to Samuel here exposing the mine. So like he exposed the mine for what happened to the guy, the old black man in the wheelchair, and for the mine not following regulations. So of course, naturally the mine gets shut down. Of course, with something getting shut down, that means less jobs. So unemployment is rising. And when we saw in the files that were on the floor, Nick had like a file like showing like what was the unemployment rate after the mine closed down, and he also had like a graph of the crime rate after the mine closed down as well. And he was like wondering why after the spike, why did the crime rate all of a sudden start going down? To which we were just like, come on, some shit is getting covered up or not being reported. And so whoever D was that Nick was meeting with, it sounds like Dennis was in on trying to figure out who this person was, or knew Nick was doing something that he had no business doing. Because I'm pretty sure whoever killed Nick is also the same person who killed Dennis.
The report states Nick was driving under the influence of alcohol.
Yeah, plus he read the report, and Nick was his best friend.
Startled by an
and
animal.
also a coworker, and he was just like, him driving drunk? That's not really Nick. With his windows up? That's also not Nick.
And drove through a road sign before crashing into a tree. Things don't add up.
So now we gotta reenact it. Is they out here murking people? You know how it is.
I need to find out what really happened.
I accidentally pressed it. Nick. Either drunk, conscious, or unconscious. Had to have been unconscious. Let's see. Alright, linked. Leaking fuel. On fire. Possibly could have been leaking fuel. Because it makes no sense to hit a fox. Come on. If this was a moose, maybe. But a fox? Nah. No, wait a second. No, that doesn't work. Because he ventured all the way to that tree. Yeah, so it wasn't the tree log. I think we got it, y'all.
Only one simulation fits the evidence. The police report
Nice.
was wrong.
Run this simulator, baby. I like how the reenactment, or well, like putting the pieces together, it's like the wrong answers are obviously, well, now I wouldn't say obviously wrong, but I like how the wrong answers are like almost believable, so that it kind of makes you really, really like pay attention to what you choose. So that was like, you know, they claim that he was drunk, but wouldn't drunk just be like an excuse for calling for somebody that's unconscious? Instead of them being unconscious, if you're trying to cover up the fact that you probably knocked them the hell out, you just claim that they were drunk. Pass this off as a accident, a self-inflicted accident. Damn, I didn't expect to like this game. Same sister. Pass me a fat
I
one.
thought you quit.
I did. So, did you find anything?
Nick, he was murdered. I'm sorry, the police report was clearly wrong.
Fucking...
Anna?
Here, just...
Joe, it's Sam.
Where's Anna? Is she okay?
Yeah, she's right here. She's just a bit busy.
I need her to come back immediately. There's been a break-in at her place.
What? Are you all right? What happened?
I wasn't there when it happened. Just arrived. Called the police, then called my daughter.
We're on our way.
Somebody knocked his ass out and
broke
burned him
into your
alive.
house.
They didn't burn him alive. Instead, they just set the car on fire. Because the road signs were not only torn off, they were also burnt. So more than likely, the car was on fire. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he got burnt alive. Damn, that's a sad way to go out.